Good morning, everybody. Today is a super exciting day. We've got the Reliant here underneath a cover, and we've actually got the Kawasaki engine on the bench over there under the tarpaulin? Not quite sure. But today we've got Dan's help again, Dan the man, and we're going to be putting the engine in the Reliant. I know it looks like the Reliant's all together right now, but the body is actually totally off. It's just resting on, so we're going to take the body off. We had the chassis, like the rolling chassis, out last week. All we got to do is just take the engine and gearbox out, which is 3 bolts. And then Dan is going to be making up some custom engine mounts for the Kawasaki engine. So today, the engine will be inside the Reliant. It won't be running today because obviously all the wiring and stuff I've got to do. And I've got to connect all the fuel lines and connect all the throttle cables and stuff. But we've got the sprocket and stuff, so we'll see if the sprocket adapter fits and how far we are off from the drive shaft fitting, because we are going to have to get, the prop shaft, we are going to have to get the prop shaft extended and potentially might have to make like a custom adapter for the sprocket adapter to the drive shaft. But we'll kind of see. But we're super excited. I'm so excited to get this engine. I've been buzzing for this. Everyone's been liking this this series so much as well. So let's crack on with the video. So here is I don't want to drop the engine on the floor, but underneath here is the Kawasaki engine, ZX6R. Right, so here's the bike engine. The bike engine is so much smaller than the engine in the Reliant, but the issue is that the engine in the Reliant is kind of like long, and not wide, whereas this is going to be mounted on its side. So this is going to be wide and not long. So that's a potential issue with fitting it and then having to put the body back down. The chances that we're going to have to cut away a lot of the passenger floor and things like that is probably quite high just from where the engine's sitting. Now, the good thing about this as well is that obviously I've been worried about this car potentially rolling over. We've all seen the Top Gear episode. Good thing about this is that a lot of the Reliant people, they actually, I don't know if this is a joke or not, but I've heard it on quite a few forums, they actually put a counterweight in the passenger side of the car to help it stop him rolling, because when you're sat on the driver's side, it's going to, it's dead light on this side. The good thing about this is that because the engine is going to be pointing to the left, it's going to be on its side, a lot of the weight is actually going to be on the passenger side of the engine, so it's going to act as a good counterbalance as well, I hope. But yeah, we're going to take the engine out of here and then we're going to see where we're going to mount it. We're going to try to mount it as straight as possible in line with the rear diff, so we don't need to have any U-joints on the prop shaft. We can just pull the prop shaft straight from the diff, straight to the engine.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
That's root strong enough.
Right, so here's it feels weird saying chassis. It's barely a chassis, is it? So I'm just going to take the engine out. So we've got an engine mount here, engine mount at the back, and then a gearbox mount, and then literally that is it. We'll probably just cut the exhaust off here because there's no point fucking around with that.
The height is 600 at its worst. Width is 500 at its worst. And yeah, see, because this is over here and this is over here.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that needs to sit flat. The worst case, you're looking at what you can do about airbox and stuff like that.
Well, that's the thing.
What's that? 600.
So it's quite tall.
So it's the same height.
Oh, it's the same height?
Same height.
With the same height as the cab?
500 for the clutch lever.
Yeah.
So alternator slightly wider.
Right.
And maybe keep this at this angle just to save us a lot of work.
Right.
Because that will break off, 100%.
This will break.
What's holding it on? There's not much holding that on, is there?
Yeah, it's probably going to have to be some kind of subframe.
We're going to have to revisit axles at a later date.
This is a sprocket adapter for a Kawasaki to a Sierra prop shaft. It looks like it might fit. Oh wait. No, it fits. Yeah, it fits. No way. What are the odds of that? That's a good start. Life hates me. Usually the things like this don't work. Nothing goes to plan for me. No way does that fit. Right, the next thing is making sure it's the actual sprocket, because when I ordered this I had to do some manual research. Because on the website that I got, which was MK Sports Cars, by the way, shout out to them, they've been so good along the process. Like when I called them, they were like nothing but helpful about helping me. And so they don't sell a Kawasaki 6R from I can't remember the years, but they didn't sell a sprocket adapter for a ZX6R of my age. They only sold the new ones. So I had to go and do some manual research and some manual measuring, and I found out that a Kawasaki 7X ZX7R of the newer age was the same as the ZX6R, something like that. So I've done some manual, so this is actually for an older Kawasaki ZX7R, which I found should be the right measurement, so I don't even know if it does fit that engine yet. From the numbers say it does, the numbers say it will, but obviously in practice it's a different thing, so I'm hoping that that actually fits the sprocket on there. So you've got an engine mount here, which is just a 14mm on the bottom. An engine mount here, they're out, the engine's about to come out really. Where are the screws? Oh, underneath. Oh, it's the same thing.
Same again?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly the same again. Done that. We're going to lift it out or bring it out?
No, we'll just lift it, shall we? I hate it from nuts going underneath. I have to get my bearings of
Which way?
fucking hell, they won't be tight.
Yeah? Yeah.
Right, so we're going to get the bike engine down the pallet, and we need to figure out how forward we're mounting it. It's quite hard to tell because I don't know where, obviously without the body on.
You go around that way and I'll catch you. Yeah.
So I'm going to cut off all the original engine mounts just to give us more space, and we're not going to use them anyway. So our issue is the engine wants to sit a little bit like that, but the prop is it's not going to go straight.
I think this needs to go further forward as well still.
Right. So this bit is going to hit, because the prop's going to hit on this, isn't it?
Yeah, so zoom that off, move it to wherever it fits.
Whack this off and just make sure, get the sprocket off, and just make sure that my new sprocket adapter is actually the right one. So this is the sprocket here, so a chain goes around that. So imagine that's almost like a flywheel in a car. You've got the crank, and then this is almost like the flywheel. So once we take that off, we'll see what the crank would look like. And then this sits on what would be the crank of the bike engine. I'm not sure what the terminology is. Hopefully that just doesn't spin. Is it
in neutral.
Cool. Impact. So that comes off. And see the splines? Oh.
No way.
Yes.
Good fun.
And that goes on that. So if anyone's struggling how we're going to do this, that goes on that. That goes on that.
In line up, yeah.
And then that's how we convert it to a drive shaft.
So that perfectly bolts up to there, so we just need to lengthen that.
Lengthen that to there.
Well, this has got to come further forward yet, but yeah.
And then potentially get rid of this, because it's just, I think, how this is mounted so high and it's round.
We need to put something back in because this isn't the strongest, and obviously we can reuse this for safety purposes.
Yeah, so safety purposes meaning that if the prop does decide to not want to be a prop anymore, it's going to hit this instead of going through the fiberglass body. Yeah, right, so we've got the engine where it kind of wants to be. So we're going to drop the shell on and
see what he's cutting.
Yeah, and see how bad it's going to be. Right, that's where it can go. So a lot of the floors have to come away. A lot of the floors have to come away. Yeah, so the passenger floor is going to have to be cut away. Quite a lot of it. It's not like the whole floor where they sit. I did knew this would probably be, it's where, it's the footwell, isn't it? I think if we just cut that as where it needs to be, and then just put like a metal plating so people don't kick it with the feet or something.
Even just have your driver's seat and then 2 seats in the back.
Yeah, yeah, we don't need a passenger. No. Yeah.
The body is sat slightly further back.
So don't cut as much.
That way, yeah.
Yeah, don't cut as much. Well, where's the turret for the thing? Right, what I'll do is, I'll start here.
Yeah?
Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll cut from there up to here, and then so we'll just follow the opening first, and then kind of see where we need to be. So I'll cut from there to here, and there to there. Right, I think we'll need more than that. I don't think it's long enough.
To the...
Yeah, so I'll go a bit further that way.
Yeah, so you can tell where the footwell ends, can't you? So
to
what
come,
you do, just do that section.
Just do all that, or just come to here first? Like here?
Yeah, I'd go to where it tapers off,
Yeah. I think we might need more, you know. I think we might need a bit more cutting. Okay, so we figured out how much of the body we need to cut away, which is which is a lot more than we wanted. So literally the whole engine takes this. So the engine is going to be in the car with us. It's not ideal, but it is what it is. So yeah, the engine literally sits here. So whoever's going to be sitting in this passenger footwell, it's not going to be fun, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to have to just make some seats, go all the way back, and just put some kind of cover, whether that be perspex or... We potentially might even need to cut a little bit more away up here, considering how low we're going to sit the engine, because it's a risk, because we can't sit the engine too low, because then we might have issues with whatever bar we're going to have here. We can't sit it too high because it's already just touching the dash, and we've got the air filters to go on and stuff. But then we can't be too low as well in case the sump hits the floor. So it's kind of, yeah, there's going to be a lot of cutting, but we wanted a laugh, didn't we? We wanted a laugh. So now we're just trying to figure out how we're going to weld some engine mounts, because you've got the engine mount, usual engine mount here, which is fine, and you've got another one here which we probably won't bother with. So this will be fine because we're just going to run a section across. But we're having issues mounting the other side, because the original engine mount is here, and you've got one on the other side. This is difficult because it's not flat with this, so we can't just... Yeah, so we're not sure what we're doing here. Well, I say me. I'm just listening to Dan, really. Dan's not sure either. So we're not going to be using this cross member, cross brace, whatever you want to call it. We're not going to be using this. We're going to be putting a new one in, which is lower and closer to the engine. So we're going to be chopping this off. So this is the bar we're going to be using as the new cross member. It's way thicker than the metal tube that we pulled out. So I think it's almost twice as thick, so it's a lot stronger. We're going to go across like this. So what we need to do is, I need to clean off the ends, because obviously you can't weld to dirt. And Dan was saying all this mill scale on here, if you weld to that, it will literally just peel off. So we need to clean back all the ends.
Obviously a lot shorter.
Yeah. All right, yeah, that would work, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Like that. But obviously, this might need to be bolted in.
Yeah, because how we're going to get the engine in.
Exactly, yeah. But we're not well, you cannot get the engine in from the top anyway. With the shell on.
No.
So it probably doesn't actually matter.
But if we had to move the engine
would still be on here.
Yeah, but if I had to get the engine away from here.
Right there. Flip, hang on, eyes. So main thing now is to get this welded in here. Yeah. That's long, which is good.
To do something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little shape.
Here we're just going to make two brackets to slide onto the bar, which our engine will sit between. So these are going to be like our engine mount brackets. We're just making them out of a bit of cardboard so we can get the right shape, because it's a bit tight in there with the bolt holes, as you can see. And then we're going to get them cut out of a 6mm plate.
How are you going to cut the square for the middle of it?
Plasma.
Plasma, whoa, big tools.
Wow, eBay ones.
So these are going to be our two engine mount brackets, which we're going to cut there. So Dan's going to cut with a plasma cutter, and then they're going to slide over the metal bar, and that's going to be our engine mount, our lower engine mount. So we're obviously going to put two holes through here. That's going to be welded to the bar, and then the engine's going to sit between two of these, long bolt all the way through, and then that's our bottom engine mount done. Our engine mount, so we've got that through here, this side through here, and it's going to be something like that. So because this bolt is so long, where this bar was before, we won't be able to get the bolt out. So we're going to have to move this back. So we've just cut the weld, cleaned up a bit further back, and then now we'll be able to fully get the bolt out. We'll just double check before we weld it again.
Yeah. Nice and square. It's at the same height, so we'll just give that a bit of a tack.
There we are.
I like the other one, would it play?
Again? Yeah.
So what I'd like to do is get not lots of welds, I don't want to fully weld it in just yet.
Yeah.
If we get some decent runs all over it, we get that one on.
Get this, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're the main ones, aren't they?
It will then support itself.
Yeah.
Yeah? Do you want to vote a couple as well?
Yeah, I'll go, yeah.
Where's it?
That's it, that'll do.
Yeah?
That'll do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's strong, is it?
If it's got me on it, yeah. That's fine.
Cool.
But again, when the engine's out, we can flip it over, do all the underside welds, and then give everything a bit of a prime up and a paint. And, yeah. So we want the one on the other side now, don't we?
Yeah, just the one on the side, yeah.
And check the shell goes on.
Yeah. and where it goes on. Now we've been struggling to find a way of how to use this top engine mount, because it's here and you've got this here, so it's really hard to do anything permanent. And also we can't go on top of this because that's where the floor sits, so we have to go underneath. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an edge like that, and we're going to put a bar up like this, and then a piece of thick metal like that, so the bolt's going to go through there and obviously welded to this and welded to the side, but it's going to have to be unbolted, because if you have to ever have to take the engine out and that's welded in, we're not going to be able to get it out, because that's just going to keep hitting this. Right, so this is the engine mount so far. It's not a permanent solution. No, it's going to be something like this. So we've got the bar here going down to the frame, and then we've got the is that 10mm piece of metal, is it? Well, it's thick anyway. And then that bolt there will go through the engine mount there. So it holds it. The one thing we wanted today was just to make sure it's all in a good position, and everything is holding its own weight, and we can put the shell on and everything. So now we can remove all the wood from underneath it, and we can start putting the shell back on and see where it actually properly sits. But this is the configuration of what the engine's going to be. We obviously just this needs to be some kind of something a bit more permanent that can unbolt, because right now we can't get the engine out, and we need to do something else in terms of this engine mount over this side, in terms of something down there or something over this side. But we can remove the wood and we can drop the body back on, and we can see where it all sits. Oh no.
You're going to get hot feet, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be passenger worthy, is it?
Well, as I say, back seat, two in the back seat.
At least, yeah. I'll have to just put, as you say, bucket seat in the back.
Fuel cell.
Fuel, what, right there?
Yeah, so you have to climb over the fuel tank.
And the airbox is going to be another issue. So the airbox sits on the front here, so I'm probably going to have to cut more of this out. Can you see my hand there?
Cut more out. No. No, I've got the glove box.
Oh, right, yeah. So I think we're going to have to cut this up here to get the... Again, unless we just put the individual carb things on, because the airbox sits over this bit, I believe.
Right. What's it? Just have the little filters there.
Yeah, unless we just put the filter straight on it, yeah.
I mean, they're not great, but at least there's a filter.
Cut away all this and just put the airbox over there.
There's lots of room here for proper supporting frames as well.
Yeah. So are you thinking of putting one over there? Yeah.
You could have a bolt-in A-frame there.
Is that what you want to do? Do a full frame over the top?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, maybe not. I don't think you're doing any clutch job with the shell on. But oil changes, look at that. Oil changes as you drive.
Practical.
Very practical.
Oh, wow.
The manifold's going to go right there. I wish this was a clutch. How good would that be if that was a clutch right there? I don't know if that radiator's going to do the job there. I think...
Actually, now I've seen there's a bit... oh, wow. Yeah, there's a bit of damage there.
Is there?
Does it look like the fan's been getting it?
Maybe. That's probably when I've been pulling the engine out. But there's no fan on this engine anyway, so I can't really... I think I might even have to just put like the radiator up. I don't know what to do.
I think that, because that goes right up to the front.
Oh, so just put it on flat here?
Put it, yeah, with a fan, draw through.
Yeah, yeah. A fan, oh yeah, and then that will suck the air, will it?
Yeah, yeah.
Unless I just do a crazy old cool and just put it on the front here like the drifters do.
Yes, definitely.
And all this shit can go as well. Yeah. All this crap. Look at her, guys, she's in. So much room for activities. It's kind of annoying that we've got so much room here.
Looking at it now, if it came forward,
yeah,
another that.
Well, I don't know though, because look at all this down here. It's quite tight, isn't it?
We're not going to have this soon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But anyway, no, it's changed.
It's fine, yeah. Again. We couldn't put it any further over here because the drive shaft would have been in an awkward angle, so it is what it is. Maybe we could have got away with a little bit, but
anyway, causing the problem, is it? It's height-wise.
Yeah, it's
where it goes here.
Yeah,
you could be cutting bits of dash out.
Yeah. But I'm happy we've got it in. Wait, did we say this was a hot side? So that's going to go right to the top of the radiator, isn't it? So this perfect fit, mate. To be fair, all the bulk of the wiring is down here, so that'll be nice. This can go, all this can go, because we're going to be running the bike lights as well, so I don't need any of this. It might be worth, do you think it's worth putting a bit of reinforcement under it, like a bit of wood or something?
What, wood for permanent use?
Yeah, just to, because this is a bit flimsy now, isn't it?
Can you not put metal?
I mean, yeah, probably a better idea, isn't it? We got a bit, maybe we got a bit aggressive with the cutting. I mean, we probably could have. But that's fine. Is there anything I can do? Well, I'm just, once I put the metal plate, I'll just.
Yeah, and try and hide it. I don't know how you're going to hide that.
I don't really. Well, if I just bolt a metal plate and just do all this metal, like a little metal floor, and just put it there, and then put perspex here, that'd be sick. Or am I getting a bit ahead of myself? Because you don't really want that much floor being shown there, do you?
No. So now we know where it sits. You could probably do another one of these,
Yeah.
but not as strong, but just to support the floor.
Right, yeah, because we can just run it along that, can't we?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Just passing MLT, this.